Alright, what's going on? I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. You already know the drill. I'm gonna sneak this Pisces reading in while the construction workers are on lunch break. You know what I'm saying? So you don't hear a bunch of rattling in the background. But no complaints, no complaints. I'm gonna just get it in where I fit it in. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, it's crazy work. But let's get to it. Pisces, look, the cards already been out here for a minute now. I've been shuffled and cut and dealt the cards and then took walks and paced around my crib and all that for a little while and felt and absorbed all of the energy. Hey yo, it's crazy work. But I did. So now I'm here with a better way to read this for us. Everybody included, the cross watchers, the eavesdroppers, you're all welcome to be here. Thank you for being here. Now, we got the moon card out here that's in reverse, followed by the seven of pentacles in reverse, followed by the ten of wands that's in reverse. Those are the initial cards that were dealt out here. And I had to pull a advice card for this Pisces reading, which is the Ace of Swords. So I'm going to break it all down right now. You know what I mean? So right now, there has been like a secret revealed to you that has brought you some type of relief. This secret revolves around creativity. It revolves around your career. It revolves around your relationships. It revolves around so many things that were kind of in the dark, but also kind of not in the dark. These are things that you subconsciously felt were wrong in your life. It's just you were postponing dealing with them straight up because it was kind of like veiled. It was kind of cloudy. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. You know what I mean? It was like, well, maybe they think this or maybe they think that. I'm not too sure, so I'm not gonna ring the alarm yet and reveal my hand, and I could be wrong from assuming that type of energy. All right. Now, what also was revealed, or should I say, this is why all of those things are revealed now and clarity are brought to all of those things now, and it's because you, on the other hand, have done some bad business. I'm just keeping it a bean. I got to keep it a bean with you. So when I say bad business, this can range, I feel like this can range from taking a loan from someone or from some entity based upon what it is that you do, right? And they confirm that you do what you do business-wise or whatever the case may be, and that's why they gave you the loan. However, it's like later on down the line, you took some of the money from that loan, from the profits that you earned from that business, and then you started a new business with some of the profit from that money, and you took your time paying back the loan from the initial loan for what you was initially doing. You know what I'm saying? So you may think that's smart, you may think that's entrepreneurial, you may believe that that's enterprising. On the other hand, universe is looking at that as bad business or bad money management. You should have took care of that one thing first and then went on to whatever endeavor you felt you wanted to go on to next. And that's just as an example. So that's what I mean. This can range. You know what I mean? So use your imagination. You know better than I do. But I felt like that example was a good example. Take that example is what I mean by bad business and bad financial management. But furthermore, to capitalize on what I just said, like based upon that analogy, I think it's important is that you've been starting a lot of projects, a lot of creative things, and you've not been finishing them. You've not been finishing them. And I understand how it is to get excited about something and want to jump on it in that immediate moment. Hey, yo, pause is crazy, but you get what I'm saying, right? Based upon, especially when you're a creative person, you want to get involved as quick as possible before you lose that rush, you lose that adrenaline kick. You know what I mean? So it seems like that's what you have done, and you have done that multiple times, though. Like you've done it repeatedly, and you've only done it just for the sake of saying, "Yeah, I can do that. I can do that." Telling yourself, "I can do that. I can do that too." You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's a new day. Today's a new day, and this, that, and the third, and that's partially the reason why you have done this bad business management is because you've been putting one thing down to pick up another thing, then putting that thing down and pick up another thing. This is wild too to me as a reader because I just did a very similar reading with different cards. The only card that's the same out here right now is the Ten of Wands, but it's the same reading. I forget what sign it was. If I recall it, I'll say it in the comment section or something like that, or it might be in the membership, but still, same reading is coming out in these different readings, and I feel like this is something that needed to be brought to your attention because what's going to happen now is what's expected to happen with you now is you're going to have to follow through with all of those things that you started. Reason being, like, now people are taking you for granted, Pisces, and like they can confirm, like, okay, yeah, Pisces is creative, we get that, but they're losing faith in you because you have started so many things and you've told people about these things that you're starting and that you're doing or whatever the case may be, and then they looked at you, they've seen it, they've been made aware of it. So when you don't finish or follow through on those things, they lose enthusiasm when it comes to you. They lose they lose a little bit of loyalty. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you because they feel like you're not committed to what it is that you're doing. They feel like you're more egotistical about it. They feel like you're more, like I said, just doing it because you can. So it's kind of like showing off to them, you know? And these people are not saying this to you. They're not. But what you're going to see now is that you're going to be faced with a bunch of stress. You're going to be faced with a lot of responsibilities. You're going to be overburdened by these things, and you're going to have to grab all of them and put them together and finish them. Now, usually, this is I don't ever recall seeing something like this in a reading. I'm going to keep it a being. Usually with the Ten of Wands, it's like, it's a warning of taking on too much and, maybe having to put something down or delegate responsibilities or something like that. But here in this reading, it's looking like this is what you get. Like, this is what you get for taking on those things and pulling on people's heartstrings or getting people motivated and excited only for you to put it down, and the next week you're starting something new. So people who are with you, they're losing the momentum, and now they're like, this person's unpredictable. We don't know what they're going to do next or what we should be loyal to because they keep switching it up, Are they more concerned with being capable, or are they more concerned with being goal-driven, goal-oriented? You know what I mean? So now, some things are going to be removed from you, and this is either this feels by way of force because you didn't practice your own self-discipline to curb this and stop it yourself. So now something is going to be removed from you, taken from you. And I wouldn't even say it that harshly, but it's kind of like you're going to be left with an ultimatum to where you're going to have to choose one thing over the other. And then when you choose the one thing, this is where you get your wake up call cup. I want some more coffee, but espresso, by the way. Oh, fancy, y'all. But I feel that's why the moon in reverse is out here, because that's like the secret that's revealed. Like, check this out. Catch 22. You either do this or you do that. And then the why you're left with that type of proposition is going to enter your mind, and you're going to decipher, and you're going to be like, I know why. Because I couldn't pump the brakes my own self. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm left to deal with this with less resources than I had, because you were taking the resources for granted as well. You know what I'm saying? So back to the bad financial management. You was taking from robbing Peter, paying Paul, and doing all of this. You know what I'm saying? And you like, I'm still afloat, so I ain't wrong. But it's like, nah, the universe is saying you wrong. So now it's not that it's not that this can't be forgiven or that this can't be fixed, but you're going to have to do it with less now. So your lifestyle is going to have to take a hit. You understand what I'm saying? But it's going to be much better for you, because you're going to realize just how much you got on your plate. You're going to realize just how many things you began and got people excited and got them all with you and all of that. All of that, you're going to reflect on all of that, and you're going to have to be real with yourself and be like, yeah, damn, I kind of owe a couple of people an apology, come to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some burdensome shit, and if they're waiting on you and you are not following through, then what if they made plans based upon your, proposition to them, or your take on how you perceive something that's going to unfold, and they're involved with it with you. You understand what I'm saying? So you may have to owe a couple of people apologies, and you may have to also isolate to yourself and not ask for the help that you initially asked them for, and handle this thing on your own. I'm just keeping it a beam with you now. In the process, right? Because the discipline is going to be forced on you now. So in that process, you're also going to develop new ideas and new plans. And I don't mean in a way that you're going to put down what you're doing right now to address those new ideas and new plans, but they're going to form from you handling the things that you began already. You know what I'm saying? So that is going to give you clarity, mental clarity. So it's good that the moon card in reverse is out here first, because it unveiled the fucked up stuff. Let's just put it that way. It revealed the cons. You know what I mean? So now with this Ace of Swords out here, it's going to bring full mental clarity, and it's going to give you a better way of thinking to communicate, to concentrate, to communicate to the people who need to be communicated, the good things, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna pay you back now. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Or concentrate also on the things that you have began already, and have more vision from that. Like, you could be a real enterprise giant, meaning you could juggle a few things, and you could be prominent when doing it. It's just you have to finish the things that you started. So you're gonna have to develop some type of routine, some type of way to pump these projects out. I'm just keeping it a bean, and I feel like you already know how to do it. You've done it before, but you haven't done it to the full extent. You know what I'm saying? To where the impact is felt like largely. It's like, okay, yeah, they do that for real. And then you can include other things that are, what's the name of that term that we use in school? Supplement products, not substitute products, but I believe it's supplement products. I might even have it wrong again, but it's like a product, complementary products. It's a product that complements what you're already selling. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like in the same vertical, if you will. So when you're selling it and you're presenting it to people, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're picking up a paintbrush, you put the paintbrush down, and the next thing you know, you're doing ballet or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a little off. You know what I'm saying? You can't really sell those two things together. Well, maybe you could if you really tried hard, but it's not common, right? So that's just another example. You could pretty much put it where it needs to be put. You know what I mean? Pause. But this, in its totality, is going to stimulate people again, because they're going to say, oh, damn, I was wrong about them. You know what I mean? Unless they've seen this reading and they're like, oh, nah, Pisces just seen Benjamin do that reading. That's when they got their shit together. And now, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? They got spiritual counsel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, if people don't know, they're going to have faith in you again. And they're not going to take you for granted anymore. So that's what I got for y'all. Until next time, Godspeed. I'm out of here.